Okay, so we are live, and we're here to discuss the San Diego Comic-Con, which was last weekend, and like everything was shown related. And I think we got a lot of good stuff to talk about. And then we also have Jill with us, who was actually able to go, and she gave us that brilliant question and comment that Denai and Scott Gimple gave us a lovely response to. But at the moment, uh, we're having a little bit of technical difficulties, but we can get started. So, should we just start with like the panel, the first big panel that we had, which was on Friday, I think it was?
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I have a
So,
confession. I didn't watch it. I watched
You're
like
not
half
alone.
of it.
Spoiler alert.
I was like really annoyed because Norman was between Andy and Denai, so like, fuck this.
oh my God, like everything about Norman annoyed me.
Yes.
Well, you know what? I suggested that the whole pranking thing with the glitter and whatnot. I just wish that Andy would have the sense to mail Norman glitter. Send it to his trailer, a package like from a fan.
I think that's the first thing he did.
That's how it started, right?
Yeah.
That's awesome then.
Yeah, I mean, it's annoying that like we didn't have like Andy and I like sitting together. But I think like overall I'm okay with it. Just because like all of the comments we got like were really good. And then we've got like hints that like there'll be some good Richonne stuff coming up. And yeah, I mean, I thought it was. I watched the panel. I thought it was funny. I mean, Norman was really annoying as usual, but
Yeah.
I thought like the glitter prank was really funny.
Okay, I didn't see that part.
You didn't see?
I didn't get that far.
I was just like he had. So Andy tried to prank Norman, but he ended up getting glitter like all over himself.
How did he get the glitter back on him? I don't know.
He
Right.
explained it, I think, in
There,
another
like,
interview.
blowback
His
or
hand was
something.
slightly cuffed or something, so it like flew back in his face.
Yeah, like
Something like that.
So was he just carrying around glitter for the whole panel?
You know, I could see him doing it.
Apparently, or
So,
something.
pretty much, I think.
Oh my.
You know what I didn't like? The fact that Jeffrey.
Amy, I can't hear you.
I don't know who's talking. I'm sorry.
Okay, go ahead, Amy.
Okay, I didn't like, but then I liked, so it's really iffy, the whole the 3 men in black thing that they were doing. Jeffrey and Andy and Norman, they all wore black, and they were like being all buddy-buddy, when technically they're like supposed to be enemies.
Well, Andy always wears black.
I know, but now Norman is doing it, and then Jeffrey did it. So I was like,
It was a little extra. I agree with you, Amy. I didn't.
Like how we always do. No, I just feel like it's normal. It's normal to see Andy in black. I love it because he looks nice in black. It means or fitted, tailored pants. He looked great in it. I mean, that is his style thing. So then for Norman to to wear it, I feel like stop dabbling into Andy's wardrobe and go back into yours. That's like my only thing. But they made it work. They were very cute, but I was a little peeved for a little bit about that.
Do you think they did it like because they're in mourning of like the characters that are gonna die or whatever?
Oh, I didn't think
that like. Do you think it was symbolic of anything, or they're just all wearing
I
black.
think it was just boys' club.
Okay.
Well, why did they leave out Steven?
What was that, Ash?
I said, why did they leave out Steven? Not okay.
Right?
Oh, well.
See?
mm.
Thank you. At least I wasn't the only one that couldn't think that.
Yeah, like the thing that pisses me off the most is that like Steven was there and like he constantly had to answer the question about like how does it feel to to film that scene, and like you could just see like how torn up he is, and then like Lauren almost crying. It's just like
Lauren almost cried at the panel?
no,
Yes.
it was
It was another one with
another
Entertainment
interview
Weekly.
like
It was
TV
that
maybe.
the weekly interview. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
She literally, Gimple's talking and she looks directly at Steven and she just frowns and like you can see her
Oh,
face. It's just
no.
broken.
Okay, I'm gonna cry.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
Yeah.
It was hard to watch for sure.
Ready. Okay. Why couldn't it be Daryl?
Like, yeah, if it was Norman who was gone, like, I would put up with his antics and be like, yeah, this is his swan song or whatever. It's cool. But because he's still there, it's
And
just,
never going anywhere.
yeah.
I
And
agree.
taking up storyline from other characters. And then, like, nothing about the trailer, like, intrigued me at all. Like, I'm not really interested in this next season. Like,
Can I just say that Ezekiel is fine?
Yes.
I didn't care that Tara. I didn't care that Tara is still alive. One, and the fact that she might be possibly getting her own episode.
She's
I mean, I
absolutely
figured out
getting
this
her own
movie already
episode.
watching
It's episode 6, right?
Yeah, it's episode. Yes, she's
Skipping that week.
Yeah, exactly. Just start and watch it 2-3 days later, and then just be done with that.
I'm not even going to watch it.
Right.
There's Lainey.
Jeannie, I was waiting for you.
I am not even going to watch it. I would so rather them kill Tara twice than kill Glenn or Abraham.
I agree. I forgot she was on the show, and they showed that. I was like, what the who? Oh, shit.
nobody cares.
Nobody cares. This is dumb.
I know I should leave this on me, but I just wanted to say that I do hope it's Rosita. I know it's not her, but it would be nice if she'd go away because she's useless.
Oh, I love Rosita.
I like Rosita better than I like Tara.
So did they recast Heath?
No, I think he's might be
He
coming.
maybe showed up for like their one bottle episode or whatever.
And they'll probably never talk about him.
Because I thought he was different, but I couldn't tell.
I hope he doesn't die. I like Heath.
He's in a new show, right? Not that that means anything, but
He's the new Jack Bauer or something.
right.
Oh, and then the reboot of 24 or
24.
whatever.
And you know what? I just saw, Straight Outta Compton last week, and I'm like, you know what? I hope he does leave The Walking Dead. Because they don't treat their black men right over there. Go do a show that is about you, because he was good in that movie. He's good.
Mm-hmm.
And they gonna
He's
waste
good
him.
on Walking Dead. Yeah.
No,
They
it
gonna
is a
waste
good
him.
movie. Straight Outta Compton is a good movie.
It was really good. I didn't think I was gonna like it because I was alive, in rock and during that whole thing. But it was a good movie. All of them did great in it. But he should leave the show. They're not gonna do him right.
I can't even.
So what are y'all
You
thinking
know-
about this first season? Now that we've got the trailer.
Tennille, I saw your new picture of Michonne on Tumblr, and I mentioned this in the group that I'm in with Lainey and Jill in All Things Michonne, which is an amazing group. Oh, and Ashley is in that group too. For a minute there, I thought that was a new wig. Is it?
What picture?
What's the picture?
Said Emmy. I missed it. What did you have the picture? I have it.
Yeah, the
Can you
picture
send
that you
us a
have on
link?
Tumblr. The picture that you have on Tumblr is the promo pic of Michonne for season 7, and it looks like it's a new wig.
Yeah. I can see that.
Okay, I'm here. I keep losing y'all, but I'm here. Bad reception. Okay. Now tell me that one more time, Emmy. One more time because I missed it.
The Tumblr picture that you have on your Tumblr is the promo picture of Michonne for season 7, and it looks like she's wearing a new wig.
I know, right? Doesn't it look good? It look kind of good, right?
I gotta see this picture.
I know. Where's this
Like
picture at?
Linka?
Where's
Y'all are
this
lying.
picture?
I'm trying to find it. Yeah.
Where is it on Tumblr?
Yeah, check out Tennille's picture that she has on Tumblr. It's the promo pic for Michonne for season 7, and I mentioned it looks like a new wig, and a lot of people seem to agree. So I'm just excited. Maybe they heard us.
Yeah.
If they watch these.
I don't know, because Ezekiel,
Right.
I don't know.
God, I hope it's a new wig. I mean, they cut 2 strands from it last season.
Girl, cut them white. Couldn't get it from the.
Maybe it's their way of saying so long.
What do you think about Ezekiel's?
Looks a bit lumpy to me.
Yeah. They could have done better.
Why? He got them 2 big old braids in the back like that. But he was Ezekiel.
No lie, you guys. When I saw Shiva, I thought of Grayskull from He-Man, and I kept saying that chant. By the power of Grayskull. It just reminded me of his pet tiger. It was just weird. So all day, I kept saying that, and I kept, yeah, it was just funny. I figured that if they're gonna put a lot of money into something, at least put some of it in the CGI of the tiger, because there's no in how they're gonna invest in getting a real life tiger on set.
I thought the tiger looked pretty good for that one clip.
Yeah, no, I agree. I just kept thinking of the cartoon He-Man, but only for Shiva. However, for Ezekiel, I was like, damn, he is, wow, just very good looking.
I'm impressed.
I was like, never seen you before, but ooh, who gonna get that deep? Gonna get that deep.
Do you think we'll get like any hints of like flirtation between him and Michonne? Not like her flirting with him, but like him flirting with her.
If he's smart.
It would be something interesting to watch, and maybe he can do it in front of Rick, and then I could get like a little Rick like holding onto his gun belt real tight.
Yeah, possessive Rick. That's hot.
He kind of like, hey. He gotta get black. Hey.
Oh my gosh. But you know what? What exactly was Jeffrey talking about? There was like so many pieces that I caught on Tumblr, but I think someone, maybe Entertainment Weekly, I'm not sure who it was, asked Deny if we were going to be seeing more of Rick and Michonne in season 7.
That was the TV Line interview, I think.
Yeah.
Was it? Okay. But did Jeffrey just say something about I would like that to be explored too or something? Or
Yeah,
Yep.
he was the
He
first
said
one
he
to
liked it.
respond.
He liked trash.
Mm-hmm.
What was he talking about? What was Jeffrey talking about?
He
He just
wanted
said
to
he
see
liked it
more
in
of
season
Rick
6.
and
The whole cast to see more of that loving between those two.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, like everyone on the cast ships Richonne, so.
As they should. Well, except for Abraham. I mean,
They
Michael.
probably, as we have, they probably back and over like we do.
I just want to, Michael, he's so weird. When I mentioned that I was created to live in Sean, he was like clapping on stage. I don't know what to make of that. I don't know. He's a nice guy, but I don't know.
I don't like him.
So what did he do, Jill?
Wait, what?
Jill, did you meet him, Jill?
I did. I met him a couple of years ago at the Entertainment Weekly party, and he was very friendly. Gave me hugs, took a picture or whatever. And he was clapping when I when I mentioned I was creative living with Sean. So I know he's made some shitty comments before, but I think he's a nice guy. I don't know, maybe just slightly misguided.
Okay. Yeah,
I didn't
mean,
like his face when
probably
someone else was talking about
before
it.
he was just saying stuff to like stir controversy or whatever.
Yeah, I think he's big on that. He likes getting he trolls a lot.
Who is this?
Michael Cudlitz.
Michael.
Oh, okay.
Trolls a lot.
I have a dislike for him. I don't know.
Yeah.
Well, I really liked what he said at the panel about like his relationship with Rosita and Sasha. Like, I thought it was really well spoken. Like,
What did he say?
he just talks about how like he loved Rosita and like he respected her, but it was like their relationship was kind of like their relationship was because that was all there was. Like, there weren't any other options. And then like when he met Sasha, it was just like it was a choice. And like he said it so much better than I could say it.
No, I get it. I think you said it
It
before.
was really good. I think
He said it was something like a relationship of convenience.
Yeah.
Mhm. Well, that makes sense.
So what did y'all think of like the beginning of the trailer when it showed where everybody's mindset was at in the lineup?
It looked like a 13-year-old made it in Photoshop.
The execution could have definitely been better. I see where they were going, but they should have.
Yeah. How is it that bad?
The only way it was going to get better if they hadn't did the cliffhanger. So it was no way they were going to get around this.
No, I mean, it was fine that they
None.
did it that way, but the way it looked was dumb.
That, yes.
Yeah. I mean, goodness.
I like the scenes that they chose for
I did too.
Rick and Michonne.
I wish they had given Carl something with Michonne, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, me too. I was on that. Yeah. I was a little confused too. I think they were kind of like digging at the bottom of the barrel with Daryl because he doesn't really have anybody. Just like
just to show everybody.
Did anybody feel that that they were kind of overdoing it with the Negan thing at the panel?
Yeah.
They were like, it's almost to the point where, you know what, I'm already tired of Negan, and I've only seen him on the show like 5 minutes. I'm tired of him already.
Yep.
It's like I've had enough Negan to last me a whole season. So I'm wondering how many other people may feel that way because they kind of pounded him into the ground.
Yeah, I can see that.
I think it's because they really had nothing else, though. It was supposed to be the introduction of Negan, which I get, but they really couldn't say anything else. They could have brought Tara and Heath, but...
Nope.
Right.
Oh, I see what you mean. Because they couldn't really do too much at the panel, but Rock
I
had
didn't
to
think
talk about Negan.
instead of like trying to talk about the next season, which they're not going to talk about, they could have just like talked about like the funny things that they did last season, like.
Right.
Because
Yeah.
what I appreciate about the panel is that you get to see them interact together, and I think like what kind of makes for me watching the show like worth it is just knowing that like they get enjoyment out of it because the stories don't do anything for me, and like I love like the stories that they like. Sonequa talked about how she and Michael spent a lot of time together, and how like they felt so comfortable that she would like ask him like for help with her breast milk and stuff. Like that kind of, like if they had focused on that kind of stuff, like I think it would have been more interesting instead of constantly asking, how did it feel to shoot that scene where like 2 of your cast members died? Like we know how it was awful and it sucks. Like you could have talked about other things.
Indeed. Because a lot of stuff did happen besides Negan. Like, damn.
I agree.
A lot of things did happen in season 4.
But they want to milk this, I guess.
Yeah.
Did anyone else pick up on when the cast was being interviewed? Denai was the only one being asked about like her relationship with Rick.
Yes, I did.
Like it really bothered me because I was like, please don't just make her a girlfriend.
Right. Yes. I definitely noticed. Why didn't anyone ask Andy about Richonne?
Thank you. Well, he's a loose lips. I get, but I
They
feel
don't
like
know
they
or
directed
care.
everything. Right. I feel like everything was directed to Denai, and I was like, no, don't
I
do that.
don't know. Shar, I just saw that completely different. I just felt that I in my mind I thought that Gimple may have told the interviewer or the person who interviewed him, like, if you have any questions about this relationship, please ask Denai, because Andy's gonna give everything away, and I don't want that to happen. That's how I took that. I didn't see anything bad from
Because he was anxious to answer some of these questions, and he kept getting cut off a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Right,
Noticed
that
that too.
was my impression of it. And Denai is so smooth with just playing things off. I don't know, because you know what, everyone so loose lips.
I would have been fine with that.
Denai is very diplomatic. She's almost like a politician of sorts, and Andy was cut off at every turn on purpose, I believe. That's why he's mostly sitting in the back and he starts chewing on his glasses and stuff. Like he has nothing to do because if he opens his mouth, he's going to reveal something. That's why Gimple kept cutting him off.
That's what makes Comic-Con fun, though. Like, this was so...
Yeah, exactly.
Let him build something.
I mean, he's going to work hard to try not to, but even in his slip-ups, not everybody's going to get it. I mean, the Richonnas are going to, read every word and watch every, inflection of his voice and body and everything. But everybody else is not going to be paying attention to that. It's not like he's intentionally going out of his way to blab out, all the good parts. But, they kept shutting him up.
Yeah, I think that's what was missing.
Yeah. It's just like body language. I just like it. There was.
And he really gave himself away with them sunglasses and he biting on them.
I think in a way it's fair because last year Andy was when he was talking up Richonne and Denai was really diplomatic and she didn't really say anything. So it's okay. But I still would have liked to hear more from him. Like he could have just talked about, last season, like when did he feel that Rick fell for Michonne? Like I would have been interested in hearing him talk about that. That would have been completely fair.
Yeah. Or give Denai something else to talk about.
Right.
Yeah.
All of her
and
questions
did you see how none of them? And did you see how Chris Harwood didn't mention her Tony knob? I would like to backhand him if I see him.
Well, she said she would decapitate him if he came on the show, so I was very happy.
I'm so hoping that happens. Please.
I love that.
It'd be very cathartic.
I was like, shit. And then you know what that tells me? That told me that Denai knows.
Right.
Chris Hart.
She's wise.
She knows exactly what kind of person he is, and I
Oh,
was like
yeah, she'd
so
be on
glad
top
that
of
she
it.
let everybody know.
And you know what else? What's going to be interesting is where she's going to fall at in the credits. Because as it stands right now, aside from Walking Dead, she's like their biggest star outside with outside projects. I mean, she's like blown up in the past, year and a half, 12 months maybe?
Right? Yeah,
Yeah.
she got All Eyes on Me, and then Black Panther. Oh,
Yeah, you know, I'm like,
Yes.
she is off the chain. She's getting she did the Tupac movie. So they need to treat her well this time around. I mean, they should have been treating her well all along, but they need to show some respect.
I agree.
Yeah.
Well, it was interesting, even the way that Chris called the people out on the stage. He said Andy and then deny. So I thought that was interesting.
Oh no,
Yeah,
they were totally supposed to sit together.
Andy asked her to move to do his prank. Andy asked her to move to do his prank.
Yeah,
That's what I think
they were
happened.
supposed to sit together.
They were supposed to sit together?
She
Oh,
was sitting
God.
She was
Yep.
sitting next to him, and he was like, he like whispered something to her, and then she moved down one, and then Norman sat in between them.
Because I think Norman sits at the end of the panel every year. Yes?
Yeah, he usually does.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
Well, now I
yeah.
can't even be mad at Norman. What the fuck?
Well, then I'm
No,
mad
it's
at no one.
Oh.
Yeah, but I have to say this one wasn't too exciting. I think they better do better at New York when they're in New York. This one wasn't all that interesting.
Remind me, is New York before the show premieres or after?
It's right before.
Oh, okay.
But
Right
like last
before.
year, they didn't do anything because they did that stupid premiere.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
Madison Square Garden. That
Yeah.
was kind of a waste. I don't know why they did that.
That was whack.
That was real. I think weren't they? Maybe they were doing that to promote Norman's show, and I hear that that's not doing well. I don't know why they thought that was going to work. I don't know why they thought that was going to work.
Ride with Norman?
It really is.
I watched it with the one in New Orleans, and I'm like, why is this happening? It's just so
Because
bad.
I mean, even with
Oh my
those,
God. You guys,
I
I'm like, I guess I'm alone in this because I actually like Ride with
No, you
Norman.
don't. Give me
really. Oh my God.
I do not believe you.
You know what? I'm very impartial to Norman because I knew Norman before he became Norman Reedus.
I remember him in Blade. Yeah, I remember him.
No, man, I am talking about modeling Norman. Modeling.
I know.
So
Well,
it's just,
unless he rides with Keanu Reeves, I don't really care. Norman's a nice guy, but whatever.
I don't know. I had no problem with these episodes. I mean, it comes right after Preacher, and I mean, I am hooked on Preacher, so I'm like, okay, may as well stay up with Norman, and I was like, oh wow, he got so many bikes. He actually looked good riding them. Yeah.
Oh my God, it looks like a show I could easily fall asleep to. Like a
I
lullaby.
watched several times.
Are you guys watching
Right.
Preacher? Please tell me you guys are watching Preacher.
I love Preacher so much. This
Okay.
is my favorite new show.
Yes, thank you. I love it too. Love it. It's so crazy. You guys are missing so much gore and blood and craziness.
Oh, I
And
need.
it's just good. It's way better than The Walking Dead.
Well, that's because it's not produced by or whatever you call it by AMC. It says and now AMC presents The Walking Dead. It's not. I guess the production company is completely different. So
See, all of their shows that aren't run by AMC are awesome.
yeah. Yep.
Yeah, don't you think it's interesting that Gimbo talked about when they did the table read, like it wasn't just the cast and like the producers, like they had like execs from AMC there as well.
Yeah, I thought that was interesting. Like, no
Like
wonder
they
your show
got
sucks.
a lot riding on this episode, and I'm sure it'll be like really moving and emotional. But I don't know that it's gonna like help like bring people to the show or like keep people because they're killing off a major character. And
Right. What if they kill off Maggie? Lauren looks so sad. Oh my God. What if they kill
Wait,
her?
we know
I
who they're
was, I,
killing,
I was,
right?
I was thinking that as well. I was wondering if they killed Maggie. However, Steven did leave the night before the rest of the cast left. So I mean, I just don't know.
Well,
Hold
if you
on.
look
Are
at
we not talking about spoilers? Because I thought everybody knew.
I'm good
no,
with it.
Oh,
I'm just observing. I was observing how sad Lauren looked. You know, before she actually got to the pen, she just looked sad, almost sad. Like, well, damn, did a family member of hers die recently? Because she looked like she was going to burst into tears, literally.
well, I
if,
mean, it's kind of
I
like
can
it.
see why.
if the actors, if we're excluding observations, because I did observe some things specifically pertaining to the actors, not direct spoilers, but I can put a lid on that.
Tell us.
No, you don't.
Give it
I
up.
want to know.
We're good.
Okay, well, Steven left Saturday night. The rest of the cast left Sunday morning.
Yeah, I want to know.
I'm not sure about Michael. I'm not sure about when he left, but Steven definitely left the night before. And he seemed very sad to me. I was like, we asked him if he was going to the EW party, and he was like, no, I'm not going to EW. I just don't know. But he seemed very depressed to me.
Okay, I'm gonna go cry now.
The
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
I
When I
feel
look
so
at
awful for Steven, like having to go through, and not only having to go through it this whole summer, but he had to go through it earlier this year when they did that dumpster crap.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. This.
And they've
I don't know.
done his character so wrong. Like they didn't really develop him. They had him under a dumpster for 3 episodes.
Well, they could have did better with him, but they didn't really use him a whole lot in the comic either. I mean, he was in the comic, but he wasn't, in the forefront of the comic. He was just, Maggie's boyfriend / husband.
I don't
They
know.
no more.
Well, I mean, but this is
I
the thing. I thought the reason why they did the TV show is so they could make it better than the comics. Like they didn't have to
Thank God for
do
that.
him wrong the way that they did in the comics. They could have developed him, especially if they're gonna kill him off. Like why not give him like a good story to send him off rather than like try and kill him multiple times? Like that's not a story.
Yeah.
I think they did it to like throw
his
people off.
family.
Well,
He
yeah,
brought
that's
up his
exactly why they did it, but it's
Stupid.
cheap
It
theatrics.
still pissed us off though. We got tired of seeing that.
Well, I'm still interested in backstory because he mentioned his family, and I would like to see a backstory about that.
Oh, where's that list, Neil? Where's that list?
Girl, it's number 57.
Oh, put that one down there. Let me ask it about Glenn's backstory. Better put that on the list.
I wish they did
He
like
was a pizza guy, okay? He was a pizza guy.
I wish.
Sorry, Joe, what were you trying to say?
I was saying I wish that.
I said, well, all we know is he was a pizza guy. That was his background.
Tadila was talking to Jill.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I was saying I wish that they would do like a winter like even if it was just like 3 episodes, like showing the backstory between like all the characters, because I would love to know more about Richonne and Glenn specifically, but like just to some more detail. Like I wish Fear the Walking Dead was about them, and it's just focused on one character each season, right? Instead of people I don't care about.
That would have been amazing.
Yeah.
That would have been perfect. I mean, once upon a time they did webisodes.
Yeah.
Like, why couldn't they turn their backstory into episodes? They would have gotten more streamers.
Oh, that would have pissed me off.
Instead, we got a dog-ass webisode for the airplane for Fear of the Walking Dead, and I'm in my mind, I was like, what the fuck is this? Yeah, the airplane. You guys didn't see the airplane webisodes? I mean, it was like 1 minute.
Unfortunately.
So I was like, you know what?
Yeah.
I already know this airplane's gonna crash. Where is it gonna crash? I bet you it's in California. Okay, boom, 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 and guess what? It crashed. Not in California, but somewhere.
It was in California.
Oh, it was?
Wherever.
Oh, damn. See? You see? I wasn't paying attention to Fear at all.
Yeah, they showed it on Fear of the Walking Dead. It was so dumb. Whatever. Why do I know this?
Because you secretly watch it.
No, I watch it, but I don't know why.
I wanted to know how they were going to tie some of these characters because there was like rumors going around that a character is going to show up from The Walking Dead in Fear, and I was like, oh yeah, who's it going to be? And, you know, just didn't happen. I was like, you made me watch season 2 for this?
Yeah, right.
However, I like Strand. I like Strand, and that's all I'm gonna say about that. I can't stand Matt.
Only quality of
So, Jill, I was wondering if you can do me a humongous favor. If you, by any chance, have that question that you had asked during the Q&A panel with you, can you just repeat it one more time so our listeners and viewers can hear what you ask? Because I feel like it is so important. I mean, I even made my daughters listen to it because it was just amazing. I don't know if you do have it, but it would be great if they actually hear it again. I'm a fan.
Has no one gifted the question and the response?
You're breaking up. What was the question?
Oh, so Emmy wanted to know if you could just read out your question again to us one more time so we can hear it.
Holy shit, boss. Are you talking to me?
Yeah.
Wait, hang on one second. I gotta restart. I have to restart it because it's like breaking up really badly and I can't hear what you're saying. Give me 1 second.
Okay. I mean, I can see if I can find the YouTube video and maybe I can find it.
When she asked the question at the panel, it's on everywhere, right?
Yeah.
Okay, let's. What were you saying?
Yeah, I mean, if I can find cue it up to the part where you make a question, I can just.
I know that the actual link was on Tumblr and Facebook. That was actually the excerpt of her question.
Oh, I have the link for that. I can post in the chat window.
Okay, cool.
Hey, is Camille here?
I don't think so.
Doesn't look like it.
Mm-mm.
Oh, wow.
And did you also notice at the panel? Well, no, was it a TV line? One of them. No, maybe the panel where Andy was like, I know that the first episode is going to be kind of rough, but just hang in there, this. And I was like, oh, snap. they even know that fans are pissed off with the cliffhanger. You know, everybody is fully aware that there are more people that are upset about that finale than there are people that like it.
Yeah, I mean,
Clearly.
Hardwick commented on it. He was like at the end, like just trust, like know that we like when we do stuff, like it's not to like upset people and make people angry or whatever. Like we just wouldn't tell a good story, whatever. Like,
You know, I wish that it was that. I actually wish that it was, you know, like they were, you know, taking a chance and it was wrong. But when Kirkman comes around and says, "Oh no, we planned that shit back in the beginning, at the end of season 5," I was like, "What? Why would you do that? Why would you do that?"
So they could have this set up at Comic-Con.
Yeah.
I bet you they'll never do that again.
No.
No, yeah, they
because anybody, you know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of, you know, I don't know how many of you guys watch, you know, Batman or Batman vs Superman. You know, the one complaint about Batman movies whenever they start a new franchise is that they're constantly telling Batman's background story, right? They hate it. They waste minutes. They hate it. This is exactly what's happening here. So now you're going to retell it. You're going to waste a good 5-10 minutes of the season premiere on something that could have been answered in the finale. Could have been answered in the finale.
I'm not against the cliffhanger. What I'm against is Glenn being the one that got killed. Like,
you know what?
If it had been Daryl, like I would have been okay with the cliffhanger.
Agreed.
I'm so sick and tired of who done it. I'm just, you know what? Kill whoever it is as long as it's not Michonne. I don't care. I don't care now. See, before I did care. Now I don't.
It's just unlikely they're going to kill anyone in the Grimes family, and that's Daryl included. So that's like the nuclear family. He's not going anywhere. Carl, Michonne, they aren't going anywhere.
Daryl ain't
That's his
going
brother. That's his brother. He's not going anywhere. He's in the immediate family. He lives in the house. He's not dying.
This is not.
That's not cool. I told y'all that's the pet. He is not. No, he's the pet.
Sunil.
You know, I kind of agree with what you said, that you weren't upset with the cliffhanger. You just, you know, didn't want it to be Glenn. I didn't care that it was a cliffhanger myself. However, I wanted to grieve. I wanted to take this moment, like, oh my God, did you guys just see that? Maybe a kumbaya moment, and you know.
Yeah, but you're gonna get that because after this episode, they're gonna have like 2 bottle episodes, like Negan and like Ezekiel, and I'm not gonna care. I'm not gonna watch. Like, I think they're making a big mistake by having this big episode and then like not coming back to it for a long time. Like, people are gonna stop watching it because it was so traumatic, and then they're not gonna want to keep watching it when it's like other crap that they don't care about. Like, I think they really messed up.
This is just bad storytelling. That's my problem.
You know what? They don't know how to tie everything together. I feel like they shouldn't have bottle episodes. They compress 3 different stories into 1 episode.
Well, I don't mind bottle episodes, but the bottle needs to be on the Grimes family because I'm prejudiced. So that's the only one I want to see. But
and they never do that, so I mind them all because they all suck.
Yeah.
I mean, I think the bottle episodes worked in season 4 because it was part of the story. Like, they were all separate, and it kind of helped to create that feeling of like being isolated. And then when they got back together, it was just so nice.
That was great storytelling.
Like, I don't care.
Exactly.
Now they're just doing it because that worked. And it's not working now when everybody's in the same fucking place and we don't get to see Rick and Michonne for 4 episodes straight. Who the fuck wants to see Heath and Tara? Please, God help me.
Well, we don't know that that's how it's going to play out. Honestly, you guys, judging by what they did last at the last Comic-Con for the last season trailer, most of the footage was from episode 1. So I don't think that's necessarily going to be a bottle episode, but that they're just condensing what they have, and they're just focusing on 1 episode. But I don't think it's going to be a bottle episode of Heath and Tara. Like, my God, really?
They did it with Beth.
They have to know that.
Well, no, I mean, I think it actually is based on filming spoilers. Like, episode 2 is going to be focused on, like, maybe Negan backstory or whatever. And then episode 3 is going to be, like, Ezekiel in the kingdom. Or maybe I've got it better. But I think that's where the footage came from. It's from, like, the first, like, 2 or 3.
3 episodes, yeah. 3 episodes.
Yeah. So.
You know what? This season, the first half of the season will be
a mess.
All right. Well, all right. Put it this way: I just need believable stories. I don't need anything contrived. I need it to make sense. All right. I can't have silliness like the thing with Carol. All of that stuff. I need a real. It has to be believable.
Well, you already lost because there's a fake ass tiger in it. So.
There you go.
And that part about the tiger, I don't even know why they felt as though they had to add the tiger in there. The tiger didn't even belong in the comic, actually.
Yeah, that threw me off for a very long time.
It makes them look cool, I guess. To have a tiger.
Yeah. Well, part of the problem is that they're so hung up on the comics, and it's like, you don't need the comics anymore. Just tell the story that you're telling. It's an adaptation, for crying out loud. Like, just make it your own. Fuck the comic. I'm so sick of hearing about this stupid comics. I don't give a shit. I'm not watching a comic. I'm watching a show.
Yeah.
I agree. Yeah.
I just want them to tell a story. It's the right way.
But you know what? I like Shiva, so I don't know. Maybe I disagree too.
I don't mind Shiva. It was just weird as fuck.
I mean, Shiva works in a comic. Shiva works in a comic because it is a comic. If you're trying to make it into a live action, just think about the actions of a tiger in real life. You saw the mess that happened with the gorilla and the baby. A tiger, no.
A tiger just killed a tourist like a couple days ago in China. Like,
tigers first of all, tigers aren't they very temperamental animals? I don't know if we have any zoologists here on the panel. Yeah, there's no way. I don't care how good Ezekiel is treating Shiva. He needs to be scared of that tiger.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe that would be in a real life setting. That's why I said the tiger works in the comic. It can't work. You're already pushing the envelope with the undead. All right.
Okay. So, you guys remember Siegfried and Roy from Las Vegas, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So you guys know that Roy had a stroke while they were doing their magical act. And one of their pet tigers actually carried him off stage. Well, the tiger did more damage than intended.
Yes.
But they didn't put the tiger down because
they knew they was wrong.
The pet from their pet tiger. He knew that something was wrong, and he took him off stage. But he carried him like you would carry, like one of those, when they were carrying their youngs. Sure. These kind of animals are very dangerous, and you should not be living with them. However, I mean, they know their owners. They wouldn't do any harm to them.
They can't. No, because even the best of owners that take care of these wild animals, they are still People always seem to think that they can understand a wild animal.
I could buy this guy controlling this tiger alone, but if he's living with people, there's no way in hell I'm walking around a compound with a fucking tiger prowling around. Like, you must have lost your damn mind, dude.
Yeah.
For some reason, I really don't think the tiger's going to be around long, though.
Or put it this way, you think that tiger's going to know?
They can't afford it.
Right. And then you see Ezekiel stab something in the trailer.
Do you think that the tiger is going to know the difference between a human and a walker besides the smell? Or it's going to know this thing is coming up too close?
Yes. Listen, okay, we have pet cats, all right? And I'm under the impression, no, listen, we just got these cats about 3 months ago, and we train them. They say that cats are not trainable because they're finicky and moody and whatnot. You know, within 3 months, we tell them to lay down, beg, like roll over, all this stuff, and they're doing all these things.
Okay, but you're talking about that. It's still
also train them in knowing the difference between what is good meat and bad meat.
No. You're comparing apples to oranges, in that cats. Cats are domesticated animals. A tiger, it's not necessarily domesticated. It's being caged.
They're the same line.
No. One is used to shitting in a litter box. The other one is used to shitting out in the wilderness.
I'm talking about DNA. I'm talking about DNA, okay? That's what I'm talking about.
What? You can't. No. Look.
Where did dogs come from? Aren't they ancestors from wolves?
Look, I tell you what. If that tiger was hungry enough, he would eat my cat. All right. It wouldn't be no problem.
Well, I mean, maybe they're going to show that you can't really cage a wild animal, and that's the purpose of having it on the show.
That's what I'm talking about.
I mean, because it kind of makes sense that a tiger would survive in a zombie apocalypse, and it'd be good to have around. But then, like you can't, like Lainey's saying, you can't control it. So I have a feeling they're probably going to show that you can't do that.
But what I'm saying is that you can train them. They can be trained.
You can only, you know what? You can think that you can train them. You can think that, and that they will, they following commands for 5-6 years, and then all of a sudden you give them command, put so and so down. Fuck you, and and it's like, but I had them trained for 5-6 years. That's a big risk. And all I'm saying is that to have a tiger in that world, even though Ezekiel he was a zookeeper taking care of that tiger all that time, he may know the difference and smell between something dead that's walking and something alive is walking. But to a tiger, all I'm thinking is that, and I'm not a tiger, all I know is that from day one, he knows that people have been a threat all his life. So whether it's dead or whether it's alive, he got one person that, he cool, but the next time he not able to feed me, we're not going to be cool. That's what I'm thinking about a tiger.
I guess like how it's going over your head. I'm just saying that animals can be trained. I know they're temperamental. All I'm saying is that they can be trained. Shiva, I'm pretty sure, knows the difference, and that he can kill whoever he wants to kill, and he's probably in a cage right now, enjoying his morsel of...
No, I don't think they
put him in a cage. If you can suspend your disbelief about zombies, then maybe it's not too much to push like a tiger being in the story for a bit.
I'll give you a perfect example. I was watching Legend a couple weeks ago, right? With Will Smith. And remember the part in there where he was going to kill the deer, and what the mother lion do? She came in and tackled the deer, and here come the dad and the baby. They come to eat, and what Will Smith do? He was like, he wasn't going to kill them. He wasn't going to kill them. See? So they can survive, but I think they would survive better without the hand of man. So in that world, like I say, I'm not trying to give away any spoilers. I don't think that Shiva's going to last very long. If you're trying to make it real.
In spite of there being...
We were talking about I Am Legend, and a disease, a man-made disease turned people into vampires.
And also keep in mind that wild animals that have been caged up in a zoo are just waiting for a chance to get free. They're like in prison. They're dying to get free. But like Baby K said, I suspend my belief with Shiva in the show, but no.
Well, then you know what?
Shiva feels out of place to me for sure.
Yeah.
Walkers is one thing, like some sort of disease or something. Okay, fine. the tiger just seems ill-placed to me. I hope it doesn't stay very long. I didn't want to see it at all, but whatever. And also, just really quick, I got about like 10 minutes left.
Yeah. So like, is there anything else that you wanted to ask Jill, or?
I thought you were asking me something before I had to restart yet again. I apologize for all the technical difficulties.
Oh yeah, did you send a link to the question?
Yeah, I sent it in the chat window. It's there.
Oh, I don't see it.
I don't see anything.
It's in like the G chat. Here,
I see it.
Oh, the G chat.
It's to Hangout.
Yeah.
To Hangout, I think. Yeah.
What is
Oh,
that?
okay. Thanks.
Did anyone also see that the picture of Andy jogging and he didn't have no chest hair? Now I wasn't even paying attention to this, but they was like, he don't have no chest hair. He must have been doing some kind of scene with Michonne, you know, in one of these episodes. And I was like, okay, I'll take it. You know, I'll take it.
Yeah, I think we have reason.
Just don't want to get my hopes up.
That.
I mean, I think that tracks cleanly. That's true.
Well, the spoiler for episode 5 is saying that Rick and Michonne, it opens with Rick and Michonne, but no one knows what they're doing, so.
You know what they're doing.
I know.
I could guess.
You're doing a lot.
I think we had Kimble talking about we'll
breakfast
see the way they mourn. We'll see how they feel about each other through the way that they mourn. So, yeah, I think there's reason to believe that.
Well, you know what? We still haven't gotten a decent episode where it primarily focuses on them. Like Sasha and Abraham got it. Rosita and Abraham got it. You know, everybody's gotten, but we haven't gotten that with them.
Is Sasha and Abe really a relationship, you guys? Is it?
Yeah.
Not for long.
Yeah, obviously, a couple of episodes they were.
Abe's been a downright poet with Sasha, and it's quite beautiful and moving. However, we've never seen them like hold hands or kiss. That's kind of disconcerting. But he said some wonderful things there. It made me think like, damn, when is Rick? I need Rick to say some shit like this. Like, I
don't think you know what. I don't think
I like it.
I don't think it's that kind. I don't think it's that kind of relationship because you saw how Sasha was with Bob. She was like. Almost seemed like she felt out of her element when he gave her the kiss, and then like when they was doing the back and forth, when they was walking, you know, toward the church and everything. I mean, she was kissy and everything there, but it seemed like she didn't do that with Abraham. So what was that about?
I don't know. They're just so weird to me. I don't get it.
Yeah.
They came up with their idea at the last minute. That's what it felt like. Felt like they came up with it at the last minute. There wasn't any build-up there.
They had to give one of their victims closure.
Period.
I didn't like that at all, and especially to do that with the Walking Dead sync. I was just really, really upset and expressed that in a Twitter. Not a lot of people like that.
I mean, I saw it coming somewhere in the beginning of season 6. Like, I think episode 1. But it still was weird. I just don't see the chemistry between them, maybe.
Yeah, like, they haven't really had any of, like, those moments where you're like, oh, like...
Yeah. They are no Rick and Michonne.
Yeah.
Well, they are, but he's expressed that kind of interest in her back in season 5. But I don't think he really fully understood the full scope of what it was. And then in season 6, he was like kind of keeping an eye on her, but she's going batshit crazy. But what did he say? When they got separated from Daryl, and he says to her, you know, the table is set for the rest of our lives. Like, oh my God, damn, he's talking about marriage and shit. Like, that does seem kind of out of place, but it's clearly been on this man's mind.
Yeah, I get what they were trying to do. I think they just didn't quite get it. It seems like they missed a step.
Yeah, they missed the, like, sexual tension part. Like,
yeah.
Did we need that? Like, I don't.
They missed the chemistry. Gosh.
Yeah, just like, something, a kiss or yeah, something.
It's so weird.
Well, I'm
it
fine
feels like
that we
they're.
didn't see that because I can pretend that like they're just friends.
Yep. There we go.
I wanted to see it. Call me crazy, call me weird. I wanted to see something when they went in that house.
Yeah, why put two people in the house
I
alone
didn't.
together?
Panned away from that. I wasn't ready. I still wasn't ready. I mean, I would like to be ready. Like lead me into it, carry me to the water. I just,
They're not very good. Other than with Rick and Michonne, it doesn't seem like they have very good build. They don't have very good build up with any of their couples. Actually,
Yeah.
you know, Tara and Denise, they got together within a couple of one, maybe two
One
episodes.
episode. Yeah, one episode, right? Yeah.
They didn't
one
do good with
episode, and
that.
then they were like saying "I love you."
Yeah,
They're still trying to make us
really.
believe
Glenn and Maggie.
I was like,
As
dang.
much as I love them, like they were like a hookup.
That's what I like about them.
Don't worry, they're setting groundwork for Carol and Morgan, so we'll get another.
Oh, and I always, you know what? I always knew that Carol and Morgan thing was going to happen. I knew it. I knew that mess was going to happen.
Well, what was the reason for Tobin, though? What was the reason with that?
To open her up, like Jesse did Rick. What do you mean?
Right.
Let's not.
You know what? Because I bet you had.
Just need to
I think
She dry humped him. They didn't even have sex. They dry humped. Remember?
I think Tobin was just Tobin was easy. That's what it was. There wasn't anything challenging about Tobin, whereas Morgan is challenging to Carol. So that's probably where that interest, that little storyline is gonna go. But Tobin was boring as hell. Oh God! Remember when he was talking to her and she was zoning out, and I was like, I'm zoning out too, Carol.
Yeah.
You poor thing.
He long-winded. It ain't his fault. You know, he a little long-winded.
I was zoning out with Carol. It was like Charlie Brown, you know.
Didn't she set him up by kissing him? She was just like, shut up, come here.
That's exactly what happened.
Is he still alive? I forget.
Yeah, he's still alive. He don't do nothing, so he gonna stay safe.
He don't even leave
He didn't go look for her.
Stay safe.
He stays in them gates.
He found a note and said, "Here, somebody do something."
Right.
Somebody,
My girlfriend left. Here, Rick.
yeah. Please don't ask me to go out there because I ain't going.
I don't know her.
I cut my arm earlier and I can't go. I'm sorry.
I'm watching her beat cookies.
I can't leave in case she comes back.
But if she don't come back, she just don't come back.
Yeah.
Tobin's really
She said,
smart.
don't go find her.
He gets with a strong, Carol, who's immune to everything, and then he just doesn't leave.
Well, that says everything in itself, doesn't it? Morgan goes off on this mission to find Carol alone, and Tobin's simple ass is sitting at home. Like, he doesn't even attempt to help. Like, Morgan, he goes, and he, not only that, he goes and he kills for this woman after he was so adamant about all life's pressures. Carol's the damn exception. Boom. They get together. They don't get together. I don't know what kind of story they're fucking telling.
Yeah,
exactly.
But wait, what about Daryl? I thought Daryl and Carol were meant to be.
Daryl's getting with Jesus. Jesus and Daryl, that's gonna be real. They have this antagonistic first meeting. Rick and Michonne has this antagonistic first meeting, and then Carol and Morgan have an antagonistic.
They need new tricks. God damn.
You know what?
I definitely think that Jesus and Daryl is gonna get together.
Listen, those kind of
I agree.
That they're going with, like.
I mean,
But I'm not gonna.
What happened?
I'm not gonna just. I love her, but.
Sorry, Jill, you're breaking up. Can you say that again?
Uh-oh.
Did we lose her?
Did we lose Jill?
Yeah, Jill.
Seems like we lost her.
I said, honestly.
Oh, there she.
No.
No?
No.
Hello?
Go now.
There we go.
Yes.
There we go.
Try again.
All right.
Oh, okay. I said initially I was named Daryl, and that Aaron's boyfriend would die because he's useless. But it appears that they're going to go with Daryl and Jesus at some point. So, I mean, I like Jesus, but I really love Aaron.
I do too.
I do
Aaron and
too.
Jesus should get together.
And you guys look good in
And
that
leave
picture
Daryl
together,
out.
by the way.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Y'all look
I ship
good
it
in
so
that
hard, you
picture.
guys. I ship those two.
What picture?
Yeah, and they got.
I have to say this. Ross Marquand, I told him I was looking for Andy. I saw him the night before, and I saw him again. And he was like, "Oh, you mean Lincoln?" And I was like, "Yeah." And then he's like, "Oh, let me find him for you." So he goes to find Andy. And then this bitch flies him and says Andy's gone. He wasn't gone, but there was nothing more Ross could do. But the fact that he tried, like, I'm just so sorry.
Oh, that's so
That
sweet.
is so sweet.
Oh.
Yeah, I definitely ship it.
They better not kill Aaron.
Yeah, I like Aaron.
So,
And
Jill,
they
Is he
need
still
to
alive in the comments?
who did you meet?
I met Steven, Ross, Jeffrey Dean Morgan. I've seen Norman before. Actually, I've seen Steven before too. I've met Cutlass before. Oh, and Deny, duh.
Tell us
And,
about Deny.
Yes. Deny.
She. I fucked up. I didn't talk to her about any of the things I want to talk to her about, like writing or anything. Instead, I started my introduction with an apology. However, she did ask me she made me introduce her because I wasn't. So
Sorry, you're breaking up. Can you?
Yeah.
You said that
And it's
you
juicy.
started with an apology, and then what happened?
she prompted me to introduce myself, which I was grateful for because I couldn't think. And I apologize because I let those YouTube comments get in my head. I was like, I hope I hadn't put her on the spot. Like, that wasn't my intention. I was trying to commend them for what they were doing. But she just basically told me, that she's not even aware of that kind of shit that goes on, and to not really worry about the 5%. I almost said in my own language. I was going to say losers, but she didn't say anything like that. She was very eloquent in her delivery. But she said to just enjoy them. So I definitely appreciate that.
I had a feeling that that's how she rolled.
I really love her. I love this
I
woman so
know.
much.
I think that's a great philosophy to adopt. Just like
Yes.
if you see like some mess, some nonsense, just delete, block, and don't worry about them.
I had a
Focus
feeling
on
that
the
was her
positive.
attitude. She just, I guess, because I'm just wondering, I think all of them may have that kind of attitude. I mean, all the main cast, that is. Because for all the
Not
stuff
Michael
that we
Cudlitz.
see and hear, well, I don't think he's going to be on the show anymore. So,
Well,
there you go. See, that's what happens when you pay attention to, the fandom. But I think for her especially, because, you know what, and tell the truth, I see a lot of people talk about how much hate she gets. And I'm just like, wow, you guys must really be on social media a lot, because I don't really see a whole lot of hate towards
I
her.
don't
I
either.
don't either.
I don't see a
I
whole lot of
stay
hate,
in
but
the Richonne bubble. Yes, I feel
Right.
you, baby.
I really don't see.
It's not
I'm sorry?
hatred. It's not hatred. It's they omit her, they erase her, and that's what really pisses me off. And that's what I was talking about in the panel. I'm sick of Michonne being omitted. Like, how do you have a list about sword wielding female characters and not have Michonne on the fucking list? Or how do you talk about the hot women of The Walking Dead? You bringing back Amy and shit. Amy was only in like 2 fucking episodes in season 1. I'm not gonna have Michonne. Like, fuck you guys.
Oh,
And I'm sick of that.
I remember
that is true.
I'm sorry. That makes me really heat. It makes me so heat.
About it too.
Yeah, I just can't stand it.
What'd you say, Amy?
No, Jill wrote something about it. She wrote something about that.
Oh yeah, that was a good one.
And I think, was it the one that you submitted to Black Girls Nerds?
You know what? I've done so many pieces about it. I really don't know. the last one I did was like 5 female characters who are constantly omitted.
Oh yeah.
Number one on
That's
my
right.
own site.
Yeah.
I
Yes, I
love
read
that one.
that. Good. I didn't even have a chance to comment on it because I'm actually like stealing Wi-Fi. Ah!
What?
Well, I tell you what, they won't be able. If they do that again, what is it? This time next year when Black Panther comes out, then then it'll definitely be. Oh, this is actually a malicious act. They're doing this specifically on purpose because there's no reason that she should not be in that lineup. None.
They omit her because it's the paper brown bag test, but on TV. They talk about Sasha, so it's not. So they bring up Sasha stuff. No, you're talking about a lighter skinned black woman, the one with the more ethnic features. I know what you're doing, and I can see what you're doing, and it's insulting to me as not only a black woman, but it's insulting to my intelligence, and I'm not having it.
Well, we'll see what goes around this year.
I'm sorry.
I have a silly question to ask you guys, and I apologize right now for it to be silly. But what is the brown paper bag test?
That's not a silly question.
Wow.
It's based on, like, I want to say
I'm
more
sorry.
like.
I'm sorry. First of all, I'm really sorry.
That's not silly at all.
It's not silly. I thought everybody knew about that one.
It's like what, early 1900s, 1920s, they would have like these clubs for black people, but if you were darker than a brown paper bag, you could not get in. Right? So this mentality that lighter is better has been persistent within the black community for decades and decades, going all the way back to slavery when only the lighter slaves could be in the house and the dark ones had to be in the field. So, and I actually omitted that from my, I guess you could call it a speech at the panel because it was so long. And I was going to say, there was this old saying, it was, if you're yellow, you're mellow. If you're brown, stick around. If you're white, you're all right. If you're black, get back. That was what I was intending to put in there because that's exactly what it is. Like, even if they don't say it, that mentality is still present.
Yeah.
True.
That's why your question was so important because I'm so glad that Denai and Gimple didn't shy away from it because that is probably one of the main reasons why the show is as good as it is because it strips away all of that stuff. All the bigotry, prejudice, religion, all of that, and it puts you in a world of all of that is gone. All of that shit that you knew before is gone, and we're dealing with right here and right now.
Well, I think
That's
it's interesting that they strip it from the show, but what they don't realize is that like the show is part of our world, and it does have a political message, and by not like addressing that directly, like you can get things where like Michonne is omitted from things, or how last season like they tried to erase her from her own story and insert another white woman. Like I think there's a balance there that needs to be met better than it has been.
Well, we'll see what they do this time around because right now, Denai can write her own ticket to anything that she wants. People are chasing her down.
That's what
They better get it right.
I don't think that the show. I think that they were limited with how they could utilize her because she was so busy. But I think that as far as the show is concerned and Gimple is concerned, I think that they've done a brilliant job with this character. They made her a fully fledged, developed human being, and that's so rare. Not just for women of color, but for any female roles. I rarely like female characters because they're usually some form of two-dimensional. And The Walking Dead has been very. I know she was limited last year, but that wasn't the show. That was limited availability at work. And I love that Gimple just looks at her as a character and not as a black woman. That's why it works.
Well, I don't know that I would say that like if she had been gone for episodes because. I mean, we know that she was gone because she was busy, but at the same time, like, instead of, like, focusing, like, if they were gonna not have them do Richonne like they did, like, they could have, I don't know, developed it more, like, because you had all of this development in like season 4 and 5. And then suddenly they get to Alexandria, and it's like Rick completely like just doesn't care about her at all. And then finally they get together, but only after that other character died. Like it's just like they didn't have to do that the way they did. Like they didn't have to have her, or if they had her, they could have, you know, had Michonne do something else other than focus on Rick the whole time. So all of her development last season was just about Rick. And I think that's my issue.
But he was crazy. But he was crazy, and she was the only one to reel his crazy ass back in. Like, who was gonna do it? Daryl? No. Who else? Who's gonna punch his
But why is it her job to reel him in?
Always,
like,
it's always her job.
Because
it's
she
always
wants
her job.
But she wants it. When Rick goes out there alone, she says she doesn't say he needs help. She says
wanting Rick, but I have a problem with her storyline being only about Rick, and when it could have been about like anything else.
Well,
if they weren't gonna like show Rick doing like the same kind of thing.
True.
Wait, you guys?
No. That's not true.
I think. Okay.
Okay, so Jill, what did you want to say?
They were on the road, and they were looking for shelter and whatnot, and it was clear to me that Michonne was co-leader. So if Rick wasn't around, Michonne had the answers. So when Sasha has stepped out of line and nearly had a few people kill, herself included, she reminded her, like, you know, don't do that again. And once again, when they were in Alexandria, it was Rosita who seeked Michonne out and let her know, like, this is what's going on with Team Family, pretty much, and we can't find Sasha. Everyone is inculpable.
Here's how Rick and Michonne work, in my opinion. The balance comes in with this. She cares about his welfare, right? I'm not saying that's her only role, but she definitely cares about his welfare. He cares about her happiness. And that's where the kind of
I just feel like that was
for her.
In Abby and 6A.
Okay, I can get with that.
I'm sorry, what was
that? Okay, I can feel that.
I didn't hear a thing. I'm sorry. I didn't hear what you said.
Sorry, can you say that again one more time, Ash?
I said I feel like that was ignored a lot in 5B and 6A because he was busy being crazy or running after Jesse, and that's what annoyed me. Like, I know he cares about her, but just the way it was kind of dropped and put into second position for everything else was annoying.
Right, exactly.
But here's the thing. The only reason why he signed off on Alexandria was for Michonne. It wasn't for his kids. It wasn't for anyone else in the group. And he says that to her, like, he wanted this place.
And then he ignored all that.
He didn't give a shit. He was fine being on the road. Yeah, well, yeah, that's because he was crazy. But ultimately, he moved.
Okay, but it kind of goes back to, for me, it goes back to the idea that, okay, so now Michonne has happened, and all of Denai's focus has been on that relationship. It hasn't been on her leadership, which we have seen, but it's like, she's, like, I'm just worried that when we go into the next season, like, she's just going to be, like, her whole story is going to be about Richonne, and we're not going to see development outside of that. Because that kind of happens on this show when the characters get into a relationship. It just kind of becomes all about that relationship and nothing else.
She looks to her for, like, I don't want to say permission, but, like, she still, that was felt very.
I don't know. I'm kind of hopeful because it was Deanna who approached them with the map, and then it was Rick who was handing the map to Michonne.
You know what I'm really waiting to see is, like, during the thing with the hair cutter girl. What I wanted to see was, as opposed to her dying, I would have liked to have seen something like Rick actually chose Michonne, whereas everybody's able to fall in line with this ambiguity. Oh, well, she died, so we don't really know. I would have rather, I think that story would have been much more interesting than how it played out. He still could have cut her arm off, you know, but he chose Michonne. And whereas in the next coming season, I really want to see, and I don't know if everybody is seeing it the way I'm seeing it, but Kay is right. It's like she's always there for Rick, and I want to see somebody be there for her. I want to see her how. We're strong, but you know what? She just seen what Herschel got his head cut off. Andrea shot herself in the head. She's getting ready to see a couple of people get their head bashed in. You know, she's still got some shit she got to work out too. And I want to see somebody come to her and hold her hand, or I got your back, or something, because she's doing that for everybody. And that shit's gonna wear thin. That's gonna wear thin.
True.
They need to step it up.
Because Gimple did say we would see how they care about each other through the way that they mourn. So, like, I think I'm not completely writing it off. I'm just saying I'm worried about it because that tends to happen.
I'm worried. Yeah,
and not even on just the show, but like in any show in general, really.
Because that's almost like a cop out for them. You know, I mean, you guys know I've said it before. I said, don't make Michonne out to be like some some saint, and she, she's not. She can't be a saint because a saint ain't real. All right? And the apocalypse, no, she's got to break down somewhere in there. Somebody got to be there to catch her when she's breaking down, or else she's gonna have a mental collapse altogether. You know, there's got to be a breaking point.
I remember you writing that, and I actually agree with it because they seem to forget that Michonne had lost a family. She lost someone very important, a son and a boyfriend. So,
well, it seems she didn't. Well, she let Mike. She let Mike die, but I think Michonne's main role in 7A is definitely going to be focused on Carl, because I don't think Carl is going to handle this well at all. So she's going to spend a lot of time with him, I'm thinking.
And see, already I said this on social media earlier today, y'all. I'm not ready for a season 2 Carl. All right? I'm just not. I don't want to see a season 2 Carl. Him running off and doing stuff. And I mean, now, because it'll start to feel like, all right, you guys must be running out of story. Because we already addressed this in season 2. So Michonne can't keep Carl in control? He just run off? I don't want to see that.
I'm just scared
that's what Carl is.
So.
Yeah.
You know, that's not, no, he don't know he hasn't learned his lesson by now. Damn.
The problems we have.
The difference.
I don't think they're much of
the difference is he'll.
What's that?
Well, the difference is this location that will keep him in check. That's the difference. He'll have a mother who really knows her shit.
I don't know. According to them spoilers, they said that Michonne running for Carl in the woods, and I was like, God damn it! It was.
But she will find him because that's what she does. She's not gonna just let him traipse off.
I was talking to Miss Curious earlier, and so we were saying we hope this gives her an opportunity to kind of explain to Rick what happened with Andre. So maybe we'll get
yes, please.
That background.
Yeah.
which
I've been hoping for since season 5.
Because I'm seeing in the long run with what's happened what's going to happen in the first episode, I don't want to see anything like Rick taking her for granted because he's busy doing all this. She went through some trauma too. You know, I just get a feeling that it's going to go down that way, and I don't like it.
Well, I mean, in the comics, isn't this when Rick tried to pull away from Andrea a bit?
I can't. You know what? That whole Rick on the comics is different.
I don't think they're going to go that route.
Well, I don't think they are. I'm just wondering if that was what happened.
I think Rick is going to be very needy.
Yeah, so it's a possibility.
I think he's going to be very needy. She's his anchor.
I don't have time.
I find it highly unlikely he'd push her away. The amount of death is.
I want her to be needy. I'm sick of Rick.
Yeah, I want her to be needy. Yeah. You know, I know that's out of character, but I mean, that's a real thing. She needs
Yeah.
some assistance. Rick, damn. Hold
Yeah, you
on to
can only
your
take so
kids,
much.
man.
Ugh.
She's going through something.
Well, you can be emotional and not needy. That's all I meant. That between the two of them, definitely the more he be the more she won't have any emotion. But he's gonna be like clingy. I feel like he'd be clingy almost, like just given what we know of his character. I don't know.
And I'm also noticing, I was thinking about this because, in the hiatus, I go back and I listen to the different podcasts and everything, right? So, and I'm going through and I'm listening to some people who are, iffy about, Rick and Michonne getting together and all that stuff. And some people are, very much pro show and so, I don't know, it doesn't feel right. So I came to this conclusion. There's some guys out there that measure their manhood by how much they can come and save their woman or how much their woman needs them, right? And then there's some guys that are comfortable with the fact that, my girl can handle it, so I'll be there for her if she need me, but, she don't really need me, which is cool too. Because we are united front, and I see that in Rick and Michonne, and I'm wondering if that is the case why people, some people, I don't see it. It doesn't feel right. And it's mostly guys that say, stuff like that. Oh, it doesn't feel right, but I think that's the role that men are playing in society. It's like, in order to feel like they are a man, they gotta be, they gotta be able to come to the girl's rescue.
Yeah.
No,
That's something that is
That
a.
should not be relevant.
I'm pretty sure it's her. I'm pretty sure it's not that at all. I'm pretty sure it's her aesthetic and not the character herself. If she was Jesse running around with a sword and shit, they would have been perfectly fine with it.
Well, no. I mean, no. I'm not saying that there aren't, but I mean, like I see a couple of YouTubers that have, all said that Denia is gorgeous. But I just don't like her. It doesn't feel right. She's not feminine enough, or this other bullshit. She's too tough to this one way or the other. And I'm just thinking, like, some guys they need a girl that is weak in order for them to pump their self up. Whereas Rick
need to feel needed.
But Rick is the exact opposite, or maybe he has become the exact opposite because Lori was a hell of a lot of work. God damn.
But if you notice, Rick was always wanting to leave. Like, he was always wanting to leave her behind in a way. I don't think he needs a damsel. I don't think he wants a damsel. He wants somebody who understands him. So that's not how he works. He doesn't need to be going around saving people all the damn time.
Well,
I think he's certainly become that person that does. He wants.
Yeah, he was always going around. He went back to save Merle. Nobody wanted to go save Merle.
Yeah, I mean, I think that does kind of tie into why he might have been into basic.
He left his wife.
He wanted to feel needed, whereas with Michonne, she doesn't need him, but she wants him.
Yeah,
and I think he appreciates that.
Or he's learned to, because it took him a while.
Or maybe he's conditioned to believe that he needed to be needed in order to be in a
and for all the things that was going on, with Rick and Lori, and I'm thinking to myself, he's constantly leaving her. It's like.
I'm telling you, she nag a lot.
I mean, he was constantly that whole family was jacked up because they never knew where anybody was. They didn't even know where their own child was. So, I guess
they like each other.
I was really glad I had the opportunity to rewatch season 1 and 2 and 3. Granted, I have the DVDs, but it just made me realize how messed up they really were. In season 1. I mean,
they were completely dysfunctional.
Yeah, we had Rick and Shane in the car talking about global warming, and Shane had this girl who had all these lights on in the house, and in my mind I would be like, well, Shane, did you just kick her to the curb or what did you do?
And then Rick is talking about how him and Lori got into an argument, and she mentioned how like you don't see us or love us anymore or whatnot, and I felt like Rick probably was working all these long hours and trying to provide her with the home that she really didn't want. Because he mentioned that in Alexandria, because she wanted a house that they were in, like a house similar to the one that they were in. So I just felt like, wow, there's a lot of things that's going on in season 1 and 2 that I'm really figuring out.
Well, I think Rick and Michonne, and there's like there are a lot of instances where it's a gender swap in a way. So like, he understands she's not so opening season 4, and he's at home keeping house basically. Oh, he's gonna stay around like. It's a total role, but what he does is covertly tries to manipulate the situation to keep her at home, like in falls in the roof.
Like in the prison to keep her.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
I read so much fan fiction during season 4. I'm so confused.
No.
Sorry, I think both of you are trying to speak. Jill, what were you saying?
At the church, and they're boarding up the church, and he says, well, Carl wants to go to Atlanta. I can't have that. And she's like, bitch, you ain't going nowhere. Like, no, I owe Carol more. You should stay here with the kids. Stay with the kids. And then he kind of like manipulates the situation. Like he was trying to present it like he's diplomatic, but it's like, nah, girl, you staying home. You're staying home this time. So he's figured out a way to do it without being demeaning, but he understands she's not a damsel, but that doesn't mean he doesn't want to save her, so to speak.
I think that Rick's definitely appreciative of the fact that Michonne can take care of herself, because he can leave her with the kids, or leave and know she'll be alive when he gets back. Right.
Yeah.
So I think
I think it's a good point that
and it's different.
We did see him like show concern about her, and I think he wasn't really manipulating the situation. I think he saw that like she was kind of tired of fighting, and like he wanted to give her like a chance to just like stay home for a bit. But it was he gave her a choice to do it.
I think he just wanted her to stay.
Yeah.
And it also felt like in that part where season 5, it felt like they had an agreement that both of them couldn't go. Like one of them had to stay with the kids, so it's going to be you or me.
Oh, I'm gonna take the opposite on that one. I think that he really did feel as though he owed Carol a little bit more, because he kicked her out and she came and saved the asses and got the baby back. So
I mean, he did. But how much more can you do, though? I mean, how much more can you give? You already apologized. She's back. She's decided to stay with the group. So it's like, how much more? I mean,
wait, what are you talking about?
We're talking about him.
Going and deciding to go instead of Michonne going.
Yeah.
Well, I don't think all he did was apologize at that point, right?
Yeah, because
remember, Carol came and saved them from Terminus. She could have kept going, but she didn't. So that's why I was saying I'm going to take the other one. I don't think it had, because in truth, he could have left Tyrese. I still don't understand why Tyrese went, but.
We ain't gonna go there.
I still don't know why they took Tyrese, but nonetheless though, Michonne stayed behind because, and that's the other thing. They always say, oh, because he trusts her with her kids. No, that whole group is good when it comes to his children. They would lay down their lives for either Carl or Judith. So I don't know why people keep playing that. All right, that whole group is tight. They all care about those kids. Now, if you want to say that Michonne,
he wanted his.
Now Michonne is smart. She may be a bit clever.
I think in season 4 though they became much closer, and that's part of why she was the choice.
I think that he believes that Michonne is clever in that She know how to get out of some tight situations. Now, I don't know about the rest of them. They all managed to survive, but I'm well aware of Michonne's capabilities. I'm going to trust her that she can hold it down in this church for a couple of days until we get Carol.
It's
like
more
that.
than that. He's more than that. He knows if anything happened to them while they're out there, Carl needs Michonne. He needs one of his parents to stay behind. It wasn't just about protecting the kids. It's if shit really goes down, if I don't come back, who's gonna be with my kids? And it has to be Michonne.
Oh yeah,
no one
that
else.
too. Yeah,
Right, that's
yeah,
what I
I
was
could
saying.
see
It has
that.
to be one of us. It can't be both of us. Because they need
Right.
parents.
I could see that. Cause Carl has built up a bond with her, to, I guess, to a certain extent, just that traveling to get to Terminus.
Yes.
And
But,
Carl's also not going to overstep his boundaries with her, as he would have if Tyrese would have stayed. Or
Well, we'll see this season, won't we?
Right.
Because he sure
back
enough
then
leaves Alexandria.
Carl, please
Don't get me started, y'all. Don't get me started.
I mean, he's too old for this, so I don't really know how
But
they're going
that's
to
what I'm
I
saying. I'm
know.
with you,
Exactly.
Ashley. He's too old
He's
for that.
too old for this shit.
Learn something.
No,
Grow up.
He's a teenage boy. He's gonna be emo and sad all the fucking time. He's going through changes. He's going through the change.
He can't know. He's not
that's
allowed
normal.
to have those changes in the
That
Get it
goddamn
together.
Uh-oh.
That had to have been traumatic. I'm surprised that he hasn't really acted out before now.
I mean, I thought he
Show
got
what
all
they
that
have
messed
in
out.
The whole leaving the house thing is for 10-year-old Carl, not
Yeah.
15-year-old Carl.
is he?
I don't know what
Which
he's
is
doing
why-
out there.
That's why I was saying the thing about contrived stories that doesn't seem real to me. Why is he leaving again? Why is he leaving again? You
Because
just
they're
saw
sticking
somebody
to the
get
comics.
bashed in.
Right, and there are certain things that don't work in the comics.
That
Carl's
don't work. He's
10.
way older than what he was in the comics at this point. So you need to kind of switch that up a little bit so it makes sense.
Yeah.
Maybe
Are you
they'll
talking
give
about
it
when
to
he
Judith.
goes out? Are you guys talking about when he goes out with Enid? Is that what you're referencing? Are you
No.
referencing something else? What going on are we talking
No,
about?
there was something in the spoilers about him leaving the safe
Okay.
zone and Michonne going after him or something.
Well,
Like that.
if you're talking spoilers, so there's a reason why he leaves. He's not leaving because, wham, I'm going to go run and cry. He's doing something very specific, but I won't spoil anyone. But from what I understand,
He's,
it's a very...
you know what? He's doing something he ain't got no business doing. All right, that's
Exactly.
what he's doing. Something he's not supposed to do.
Exactly. You going to stir up some mess for no reason.
No,
What is he doing?
he feel,
I want to know. Spoil me.
well,
Yeah, we're not
he's
spoiler
going
free in
after...
this chat.
We're not? Okay. Well, he's going after Negan, allegedly. Allegedly, he's
Well, that's what he
gonna
does in the
take him out.
comics, and it works for a 10-year-old because it's
Right.
stupid and useless. But
Right. He don't know no better.
I
don't
gotta
think
see how it
Carl's
goes.
stupid. I think he's
I'm saying
he's
in the comics.
overconfident. Oh no, I mean in this version, I think he's just overconfident in what he can do, and I think if no one else is willing to do it, he's gonna be like, well, fuck this, I'm gonna go do it. You know what I mean? Like that seems like a teenagey thing to do. I don't know.
I just think it works better in the comics
Well, I
because
mean-
Carl is so young.
Yeah.
And
I think we
Negan
need
is
to wait
trying
and
to try
see before we like totally write him off as acting like
Yeah,
a
I'm
child
serious,
again.
but I'm sure it's stupid. I'm just
So I need to get going in a little bit. So I just wanted to ask Jill, like, can you explain a little bit of like what you're planning to do at the convention in Chicago?
Well, I have 45 minutes, and I definitely wanted to open. I know in my head I'm gonna open with Sail, that Richonne vid. Like, I feel like that's like a trailer for the pairing. I feel like it's so brilliantly done. But I'm gonna have a few panelists. I'm still narrowing that list down, and we're gonna discuss them from beginning to where they are and where they could be. I haven't decided how heavily I'll delve into the politics of it. I don't know. I have a lot of thoughts swirling in my head, like, but that was my initial pitch, was the prejudice and fandom against Richonne. Like, that was my initial pitch for the con. So I'll probably ultimately stick with that because that's what they're expecting. So that's kind of it, I guess.
So who's on your short list of panelists?
I have a writer, and I have a veteran. Oh, what would you call it? A photographer / veteran Comic-Con person, and I'm poking around for a potential third person. Oh, what? No, it's 1, 2, 3. Oh, fourth person rather. I can't count. So, if anyone's available to go to Chicago in August, please let me know. I'm trying to round out the panel. Yeah. I asked them about the Nye, but she's not doing any panels. They say AMC wouldn't let her do shit, but they did schedule my panel the same day. She's only there one day. That's Saturday, and my panel is Saturday. So I still have a bit of hope that maybe something could happen, or she just dropped in or something. But I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. You said they won't let her do anything?
AMC would not approve of her to have a panel, because I asked them, I said, well, if she's doing a panel, I would love to help moderate or something with her panel. And they were like, well, she's not doing any panels. They wouldn't allow that. So I think the only panels that she was allowed to do before the show starts is SDCC at New York Comic Con, if she goes to that.
Oh, wow. That is interesting.
Yes.
They do that a
So
lot.
they won't allow her to do any speaking in regards to her character, but something outside of The Walking Dead, she's fine to do. That's what it sounds like.
That's very, very interesting. That says a
Yeah.
lot.
They do that for both cast members during the season. They can't do panels.
Huh.
Huh.
Is it
What'd you say?
Is it because it's before the premiere or what? I mean,
I think they're only sanctioned to do certain ones before the actual show airs.
Yeah, I feel like that's what it is. And especially this year when they've got this huge cliffhanger. It's just better not
Only
to.
past cast members can do panels.
I don't know. I mean, it has been proved time and time again how well Denai can avoid answering questions without giving anything away.
But I think it doesn't have to do with something with property and the Michonne property in general.
No, they're just keeping it under wraps because the show hasn't come out yet, I'm pretty sure. And I think it's a limited number.
Like it's standard procedure.
I think Norman's going to be there too. He's not getting the panel either.
Wow.
Like all the Walker Stalkers.
Yeah.
They don't.
He doesn't sound like a very intelligent person when he speaks anyway. I would hate his
Yeah, he's horrible. Oh my God, when he talks, I just cringe every time. I'm like, just shut up.
You know, I cringe for him because he sounds so bad.
So stupid. I'm like, oh my God, shut up, Norman. But that's so hard.
No comment.
Well, I wish I could go to Chicago with you, Jill. It sounds like it'll be a really interesting panel. Do you know if they're gonna like tape it and put it on YouTube or anything?
I'm gonna make sure that someone or somehow it's being taped. But with the world, they don't tend to record. I guess they'll tend to record a lot of stuff. So I'm gonna make sure someone is there to record it because I refuse to let that go undocumented.
Okay.
You know, maybe you could ask what's the girl's name on the Project Fandom. I know she's done a couple of podcasts on race and sci-fi and colorism and comics. Maybe she would like to go.
Oh, I know who you're talking about. Oh God.
Nina
Oh,
Perez.
quick Nina away from Richonne.
Why is that?
I mean, she likes Richonne, but she kills me talking about The Walking Dead sometimes.
Okay. I don't know who this person is. So.
I don't know who that is. I don't know.
I'm only saying that in regards to I was listening to a podcast she did. I think it was last December 2015, and she talked about black women in comics and sci-fi and how they're treated and everything. I think she did something. The podcast was with her and I think somebody from black girl nerds, something like that. Just a suggestion. If you're looking for somebody else to go.
Okay.
Jill, what date is that?
It's Saturday, August 20th.
Saturday, August 20th. Is anybody going to the New York one? New York Comic Con?
I have press for that. I'm planning on it.
I wouldn't even know how to get tickets. I want to go to these things, but I don't know how to do it.
You have to buy. I know you have to buy those tickets. Like what it feels like, damn near a year in advance. I know every time it comes up.
I remember when San Diego Comic Con was so easy to get into. It was easy.
When?
Like back in 2003. And now it's like you gotta be waitlisted to be waitlisted on. I'm like, what?
Wow.
It almost might be easier to try volunteering for San Diego Comic Con. It's a big clusterfuck.
Yeah.
I believe it. I really, really believe it. And I mean, you guys, this is when Doctor Who was like about to. That was a big deal. Was Doctor Who returning? And I was there, and I was excited. But now it's like, that's why when the last time we talked about this, I asked Ashley, how do you get to go to these things? Because it's like you can't anymore.
You asked me?
Yeah, the last time we had the very, very last chat that we had, not this one that I missed the first hour on, but you mentioned that you were going to Comic-Cons, but you didn't because of your surgery. Yeah. And I asked you, how do you get tickets?
Oh, shoot.
Well, I need to get going, so I think we can end here. But it was good talking to you guys again, seeing you guys. There was a lot of interesting stuff to talk about.
I'm sorry. Wait. Before you say goodbye, okay, wait. Jill, the shirt that you had on, the black shirt.
Yeah, that was nice. I love it.
With the gold Richonne. Where did you get that? Because I love that shirt, and I would like to purchase one.
I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure I got it on Etsy.com.
Okay.
Yeah. Someone had it on Etsy.
I think if you I think Richonne News had like a couple of links to like stuff that you can buy, and I think they had shirts and stuff. So. Yeah, look on Etsy or check on the Richonne News Twitter page.
Or Redbubble.
Or Redbubble, yeah. They've got stuff too.
Okay, I need some apparel. I have accessories. Well, not accessories, but I have display stuff, but nothing to wear.
I think that there are girls out there that have an actual Michonne shrine.
Well, do you think we can do this again? I guess maybe after Jill's panel, we can like discuss what was discussed there.
Oh yeah, are you gonna take Jill? Are you gonna take questions? You gonna take questions? Can I submit a question?
Oh, wow, that's a lot of advanced technology. Yeah, let me figure out how I would go about doing that.
Well, I mean,
yeah, like Twitter, probably Facebook, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
all right,
you can do Facebook Live. You can do Facebook Live. You can also do Periscope Live as well.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yes, do Periscope.
I don't even know what Periscope is.
I feel like
I don't know what Periscope is either. I gotta figure out.
Yeah, so like Bill, just like let us know like if you need any help like with like I guess technology or like coming up with questions or finding panelists or whatever, and like we are here to support you because we wanna you know, just we love discussing Michonne, and like being able to do something at a convention like is amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing opportunity. So
That'd
just
be
let us know what we
great.
can do to help you. And then
Absolutely.
like you do have that registry page so that we can send money to you. So
Yes.
Yes, yes,
you can
definitely.
Yeah.
Oh, can you let me know what that is? Oh my God, I missed so much. I'm sorry, you guys. I'm apologizing.
I reblogged her stuff on my page, but you
Yeah.
can go to her page as well. Your fangirl novel, is it on Tumblr?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Oh my God! Wait, guys, if you haven't read her book, please do it. It's so good.
Oh, which one?
Which
Oh,
book?
thank you.
Yeah.
Fangirl novel. It's like, oh my, so beautiful. Please just read it. It's so
If
good.
if,
Okay.
if you
Oh,
read
I
it,
didn't know you had a
bring
book.
up my
Okay.
Andy.
Is it something I could get off of Amazon Kindle? Because I will do that. Like right.
That's how I read it.
Okay.
It's literally like all our dreams about going to San Diego Comic-Con, but it's just, I won't say anything. Just please read it.
Okay.
Thank you.
Oh, cool.
All right. Yes. Then yes, definitely.
If you read it, I strongly recommend thinking about Andy because like I just realized he's perfect. Like I wrote that before I even was thinking about him, but he works. That's all I'm gonna say about that.
Okay.
Cool. Now I
I'll
really
definitely
have
look at
to.
it.
Okay. Okay.
All right. Well, I really need to get going now, but thank you guys so much for coming. And we'll do this again next month after Jill's panel. So that'll be good.
Okay.
All right.
Sounds good.
All
Bye,
right.
guys.
Have a
Bye.
good night.
Thank you,
Monday.
ladies.
It was just
All
for. It
right.
was
Thank
just for
you,
today.
Jill.